Good morning, everybody. It's Nell with Little Yellow House Crafts. Welcome back to my channel. It's been 2 weeks since I did a video and I have a lot to show you today. I have been doing a lot of stitching. But before we jump right into the stitching, I just want to give a general update with all of the craziness in the world right now. We're doing fine. Husband is doing fine so far. You know, things are continuing much as they were 2 weeks ago for him. It's both slower than usual and also crazier than usual, but he's doing fine, and so far, you know, none of us are sick and we're just staying home, trying to do our part to slow the spread. And you know, I am getting a little stir crazy. I got in my car to drive somewhere for the first time in almost 3 weeks yesterday, and it felt very, very strange to be driving. It's amazing. I mean, we take for granted how often we drive places every day, multiple times a day, and I haven't gone anywhere recently that I wasn't just walking. And so I got in the car and drove, and it felt very strange to drive. So it's, you know, it is surreal for everyone, but so far we're doing great. Trying to remain positive and trying to keep our children's lives as normal as possible. They kind of know why we're staying home, but they don't really understand what's happening. We don't watch the news. I don't let them watch anything like that. So they're kind of oblivious, and I think that's the way I want it to stay for them. The hardest part for them is that they can't go see their cousins and their grandma and grandpa, who all live nearby us. My in-laws, as well as my husband's brother and his family, live very close to us, but we can't go see cousins, which we usually do almost every week. So that's been kind of hard for them. But other than that, they can't really tell that anything's different. I'm doing well. I want to say thank you to all of you who left such loving, kind comments on my last video. Thank you for praying with me if you chose to do that, and thank you for your kind words. I had a couple people ask if I would pray during every video, and I don't know if I will pray in every video. I will pray when I feel led to do so, I guess. I think, you know, it's good to have some of that in our lives, but that's also not what this channel is about. My channel is about my stitching, and I know that there may be people out there who aren't comfortable with that, and so I'm trying to be sensitive to that. So if I feel led to pray, then I will, and if I don't, then I won't, but I probably will pray again at some point in the future on my videos. But thank you for your kind comments regardless. It was really special. I want to first apologize for the lighting. I have the light off in my room and my windows wide open, but it is very gray and cold and rainy out. So I'm going to do my best with the colors, but you know, it is what it is. I do not have a professional lighting setup to use, so this is what we got. Let's talk about stitching. I don't know about you guys, but I can tell that I'm stressed and anxious because I have been stitching like a maniac. My husband was laughing at me last night as I finished my 7th project since my last video. I've had 7 finishes since my last video in 2 weeks. Now, please understand, they're all smalls. They were all smalls. They were all new starts, but I did finish 7 things, and my husband was just sitting there like, "You are a maniac." And I just, yeah, it's when I can't sit still very well. And so when I'm sitting, I'm stitching because it brings me peace. It brings me calm. It gives me something to look forward to. It gives me a feeling of accomplishment, especially right now when I'm just at home all the time. So yeah, I finished a lot of stuff. So, aww. Sorry, I can see out my window there's a nesting, we have a nesting pair of cardinals, a mama cardinal and a papa cardinal, and we have a bird feeder up on our deck over here that you can't see, and they're just like flying around chasing each other and playing, and they're so sweet. Anyway, let's get to my finishes. This lighting, I am so sorry. I do have my little white paper, which whenever the white paper is up, things there. See, now I look more like a normal human color. It really does help. So I'm going to try and show everything with this to help the colors. But let's start with what I started. Last time, in my last video, you guys saw that I had you know what, whatever, we're just gonna get right into it. The first thing that I started and finished was one of my Lizzie Kate Blocks with Charm. This is March. It actually goes that way. Blocks with Charm March for St. Patty's Day, and you know, it was March last month. And so I started that and I finished it. Here it is. It's so cute. You can see the little shamrock charm right down there. I stitched this. I did find out I stitched it. It's all warped right now. It's just because I had it stretched on a Q-snap when I was stitching it. It won't be warped when I finish it. This I did find out. I stitched this on 25 count mushroom Lugana is what this is, and I stitched it 2 over 2 on 25 count, but I did use my Victorian motto threads for most of it, and they are so plump and fluffy and smooth and lovely. Guys, they just are the loveliest threads. The coverage on 25 count 2 over 2 was fine. The only place where the coverage is not great is on the hat, which is black, and you can see some fabric through that, but for that I didn't use a Victorian motto. I think I used a Weeks Dye Works. So I knew what I was getting into when the coverage wasn't so great. Weeks Dye Works has a slightly thinner hand, and so, whatever. It's just for me. You can't really tell when you just glance at it, and I think it's super cute. So that is Lizzie Kate Blocks with Charm March. Guys, every time when I turn my head, it blows out. I'm so sorry. Next, I have 2 here. The one you saw in my last video was Hands-On Design, A Year in Chalk, January. But on the same piece of fabric, I also finished another one, and so I'm just going to show you here as well. I also went ahead and did February, which says You Hold My Heart. I just love Kathy. Kathy Haberman has a way with words in her charts. Her words, her little phrases, they're short and sweet, but so clever and well thought out. I don't know if that's all her or if Mr. HOD helps with those, but just beautiful. Like, her way with words is just amazing. So, You Hold My Heart and Let It Snow are both finished, and they're finished on the same fabric. I don't know if holding the white thing up is going to help with this one. Oh, no, this one's fine. So this is stitched on 32 count charcoal linen by Zweigart. And we have Let It Snow, and we have You Hold My Heart. And for both of these, I just used DMC Blanc for the white, and then I chose one of my Victorian motto threads for the other color. For this one, I know it was multi-shaded blue. I can't remember what this one was. I want to say maybe it was Sweetheart Pink or maybe Parade. I can't remember. But there is You Hold My Heart. So I have 2 of those done. This one did not get placed right on the fabric. I'm not sure what happened. I definitely had it so it would be placed centered on this half of this piece of fabric. And then I must have thought I was starting in one place but started somewhere else. I'm not sure what happened. There's still enough fabric between them that I should be able to finish them because I'm going to do a Priscilla-fied finish on these, so I should be fine, but it's a little closer together than I intended. But there's the first 2 of those done. So that was finish 2 and 3. Then I went ahead and started another Lizzie Kate Flip It Block with Charm. I went ahead and started February. I think it's better when I hold it on this side. So there's February, so cute. And there's a little charm key that goes under that little topiary. And I finished that one. Also stitched this on the 25 count mushroom Lugana. Let me fix the charm. And it's adorable. Again, used my Victorian motto threads for most of it. And there's a little charm you can see. And the coverage again is great. Stitching even on 25 count, 2 over 2. With the Victorian motto threads, the coverage is fine. So you can see there. So cute. So that is February from Lizzie Kate Blocks with Charm. Oh, the colors. I'm so sorry. Whatever. So that was finish number 4. Then I couldn't help myself. After showing you guys in my last video, I just had to start one of them, and I finished one of them. I started my first Scary Apothecary. This is the first in the series. Bat Balm by Hands-On Design, And again, her way with words. Bat balm, zing for your wing. I think that's part of why I like Kathy's designs so much. The words, the little sayings are so smart and pithy and just, yeah, clever. I love it. So that's Bat Balm, and I started this one and finished it. I chose to do this one on the pale orange color fabric by Zweigart, 32 count. Again, using my own colors. I mean, I'm following the recommended colors, but just choosing my own threads that look like it, and used all Victorian motto for this one. And it's so cute. So that is Bat Balm. Can't see the color of this fabric at all. It's best when I hold it up close. Okay, so that's the pale orange, and it looks so cute on there. So that's Bat Balm. I would like to go ahead and start more of them, I think. But I have a lot of things I'm starting right now, so that was one of them. That was finish number 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. Then I started carrying on one of the monthly series that I had already had going on. I went ahead and started Country Cottage Needleworks Cottages of the Month August. This is August Cottage. And I changed the colors on this one a little bit. You guys know I've been changing the colors on these since I started them. And on this one, she went with more kind of sky blues. I wanted to go with more aqua blues, a little bit more tealy, aqua-y, turquoisey blues for the beach. So I chose my own colors, again, mostly following kind of the recommended colors, but choosing my own. And here it is. I love it. There is August. So I did use 2 of my own Victorian motto selections for my August cottage, and I love it. I love how it turned out. I think it's beautiful. It looks very beachy, and just loving it. Oh, there's my neighbor walking her dog. Her dogs. We'll just pause for a moment because I'm embarrassed. Does anyone else get embarrassed if you're filming a video and someone walks by and looks at you? Anyway, there's my August cottage. These I'm stitching on 28 count linen by Zweigart. I believe it's Dirty. The color is Dirty. And that's my August cottage. So that was finish number 6. I take it back, guys. I had 8 finishes, not 7. I had 8 finishes. Next, again, monthly series I already had started. I went ahead and did my next installment of the Flower Diaries. I am showing the chart because it's a freebie. Okay, guys, everyone calm down. This is the chart. That is her little stitched example, August with the little dog. And I have this on here. I stitched this on the color Putty. So again, this is another 28 count Zweigart linen in the color Putty. So it's just a lighter kind of taupe color. Anyway, that's the pattern. And here is August. I, again, chose all my own colors. And it's beautiful. Look at all those lazy daisies. That was fun, doing all of those lazy daisies. I lightened the colors of the lazy daisies a little bit. Can you even see? I can't even see what I'm showing. Here we go. I lightened the color of the lazy daisies a little bit because they were darker in her example, and I went with kind of lighter colors, but I just think they're beautiful. They look like, I know they're not supposed to be, there's like 5 petaled flowers, but they do kind of look like hydrangeas to me. So there is August by the Flower Diaries, and that doggy is so cute, and those lazy daisy flowers are just beautiful. I really like that one. That was finish number 7, and then start and finish number 8. I told you guys, I'm like a maniac. And I showed you this in my last video, and I had to start it, and that was The Birds and the Bees by Heart and Hand. And with this one, again, chose my own colors. This one I stayed really, really true to the colors that she chose. I didn't change like tones or shades at all. I picked things that looked exactly like the cover photo. So here it is. Sorry, none of these are ironed. Bless the flowers and the weeds, all the birds and the buzzing bees. And for these, again, chose my own colors, but they were all like the recommended colors, and they're just beautiful. Look at these pinks and blues and greens together. They're just lovely. I stitched this on the recommended fabric. It's 32 count Vintage Country Mocha by Zweigart. I just love my Zweigart linen. That is pretty much exclusively what I stitch on whenever I possibly can. So there you go. That is Heart and Hand, the Birds and the Bees. That was finish number 8. 8 starts and 8 finishes in the last 2.5 weeks. I guess I had started the Lizzie Kate March and the first A Year in Chalk when I did my last video, which was 2 weeks ago. So 8 starts in about 15, 16 days and 8 finishes. And then I have one more start that I haven't finished yet. So anyway, those are my 8 finishes. Really excited about those. I'm not burned out. I have not gone back to any of my big projects that are in my whip bin. I've just been wanting to do all these smalls. I think I've been feeling the need to get a lot of things finished, and so an obvious choice is if you start something small, you can finish it quickly. So 8 finishes. The last start I have that I started 2 days ago is I went ahead and started my Tingles series by Lizzie Kate. This is the Tingles series. There are 6 charts with 2 patterns in each chart. And I am choosing, you can stitch them separately or you can choose to stitch them in one big one like this. There's a free border pattern on Lizzie Kate's website, and with this one it's more than just a border. There's actually little like fill-in bits that she puts here and there, these 2 little flower things, and this under October 31st, this line of candies or whatever they are. She charts those in the free border chart to kind of fill in the empty spaces for Tingles. So I went ahead and started this. I am stitching this on, ooh, the lighting, and my squeaky chair, sorry. Oh, I forgot to show you. These are the colors I used for my Heart and Hand Birds and the Bees. I used 2 Gentle Arts threads, Pomegranate and Old Brick were my pinks. And then my gold for the bee skep is Golden Sand by Victorian Motto. The green is Old World Patina by Victorian Motto. The blue was Atlantic Blue by Victorian Motto, and then I used a few other hand dyes for some of the neutrals. So we have Eggshell by Classic Colorworks, which was my cream. Grapevine by Weeks Dye Works is one of my browns. Molasses by Weeks Dye Works, which is almost gone, was my darker brown. And then I used Blackbird by Classic Colorworks for my black. So those are the colors I used for the Heart and Hand piece. Really pretty, soft, lovely colors. Anyway, back to Tingles. Here it is. I started the first chart, which is Ghosties and Ghoulies. That's this one. And I also did the top border from the free border pattern, which is really just this line of yellow and orange and the line of black. That's all it was, very simple. And so I've started Ghosties and Ghoulies. You can see I'm in the middle of Frankenstein's shirt right now. Do you like my Hocus Pocus needle minder? I felt like I had to have a Halloween needle minder on this. I am stitching this. This is 32 count Ale by Picture This Plus. And I want to suggest, well, not suggest, I want to say something about this fabric. Now, please don't get mad at me, okay? I'm not going to say something about the modeling. I think the modeling is nice. I mean, this is the perfect fabric for a Halloween piece. It's kind of spooky and tan. When they do their dyeing, and it's not just Picture This Plus, it's a lot of people. When they do their dyeing, there is some shrinkage in the fabric. And I've noticed this with some of my other 32 count linens from Picture This Plus. I'm sure other hand dyers, it's the same. I've just never tried any other of the hand dyers besides Victorian Motto. And there is some shrinkage. And because there's some shrinkage, This is really more like a 34 count maybe, rather than a 32, maybe even closer to like a 36 count. I don't know if it's all the way to a 36 count. Regardless, it's a little bit smaller than it started, which I'm not saying anything bad. I guess I know that's what happens when they die. I'm not mad about that. The thing that's tricky is it's really bulky, stitching with 2 strands. I stitch with 2 strands on 32 count all the time, and it's perfectly fine. The stitches lay nicely, there's no issue. On these hand-dyed fabrics, I find that the 32 count with 2 strands over 2 is a little bit bulky. However, when I go down to 1 strand, I don't like it. The coverage isn't good enough. So I am stitching this 2 over 2 on this 32 count. But my stitches are not as nice and neat as I prefer them to be. Now I know some of you are probably like, Nell, get over it. Like, who the heck cares? I am one of those weirdies who likes all of my stitches to lay super nice and smooth and flat, especially that top leg needs to be flat and nice and parallel threads when you're stitching with 2. And it's not always possible for me to achieve that on this fabric. Now, do I want to change it? No, because I think the fabric's perfect and I love how it looks. I really do like this color ale, and there's nothing wrong with the fabric. It's just a little snug with two strands over 2 threads. Meh. At the end of the day, it's not that big a deal. But if you are like me and you're super neurotic about your stitches laying nice and smooth and flat, just know that on this hand-dyed, and it might not be all their hand-dyeds, it might just be some colors. I don't know the science behind it. You guys who dye fabric know the science of what colors tend to shrink more. I don't know. All I know is it's a little snug. I'm trying to make my peace with it because I think it's perfect and it looks awesome. But anyway, that's enough about that. So here's my start on Ghosties and Ghoulies. And I love it. I think it's so cute. I love it. I am using all my own threads. It could also be that I'm using my Victorian motto threads, which are nice and plump and full. And so if I were using like Weeks Dye Works, like a lot of Lizzie Kate's call for Weeks Dye Works on this fabric, it would probably be fine because Weeks Dye Works is slightly thinner. So take my experience and use it to your advantage, however you choose to. But I am using Victorian motto threads. Look at these colors. Could you just die? These 3 oranges. Sorry. Oh, there's 4 actually. So they get progressively lighter. Can you see? Like dark fiery orange all the way up through like this light. It's called sparkling orange. Where's my white paper? There you go. There you go. And then there's yellows. And I'll turn it around so you can see the greens, the turquoise, that purple. Oh, I just love these colors. I think they're so beautiful. So these, I'm using Victorian motto threads for Tingles. I will use these same threads for all 12 of the charts. There you go. There's my threads for Tingles. And I'm loving it. You know, even though it's a little bulky, I'm loving it and I'm not changing it. So I will keep working on that one. That was my last new start. That was my 9th new start in a little over 2 weeks. It's the only one I haven't finished of those new starts, and that one obviously will be a while before it's finished, but yeah, I've been stitching a lot, like I know a lot of you have. Let's talk about some plans of things I want to start this week, because why would I slow down on the new starts? I'll start all the things I want to. Stitch Mania is like, I've literally started like over half of what I plan to start for Stitch Mania. So I have no idea what I'll do in May, but I'm just gonna keep doing my own thing. I want to start a few things this week in preparation for Easter. I want to start my Easter house trio by Waxy Moon Designs. If you haven't seen this, these are so cute. All of the house trios from Waxy Moon Designs are adorable. I have a few of them. I want more. But I will start Easter. I'm going to stitch it on my, I had this in my stash. This is just a, there we go. This is a 28 count cream, casual linen by Zweigart. So it's just a nice warm buttery cream color. And with this one, I've decided to stitch it in the DMC. Partly because this pattern calls for like 17 different hand dyes. And I went ahead and tried pulling some of my Victorian motto threads to convert it to Victorian motto, and there were just a lot of colors that weren't quite right. They were close, but they weren't quite right, and it ended up looking slightly duller than I wanted. And this is an Easter piece, so I want this really bright and springy. And you know, you guys know my aesthetic. I don't go for like the muted, primmed up kind of colors typically. I go for bright, cheery colors 9 times out of 10. And so I couldn't find the right colors in my stash of Victorian motto, which is crazy because I have hundreds, but I just couldn't find the right colors. I wasn't happy with it. So then I went ahead and pulled the DMC conversion, because they do provide a DMC conversion over here if you don't want to use all the hand dyes. And I pulled the DMCs and I really liked how they looked. And I like stitching with DMC. I have zero qualms about stitching with, you know, solid colored thread. I just have a lot of Victorian motto threads, so I like to use them. I feel guilty about having threads that I never use. So I'm gonna stitch this one in DMC. And so I pulled all of the springy colors here. Some of them are kind of crinkly because I didn't have new skeins of it. I had to take them off the bobbins, so they're a little crinkled up, but it doesn't bother me at all. Once you stitch, you can't tell. So these are my colors. The colors that I couldn't find good matches for in my Victorian mottos were the purples, because these are really like vibrant Eastery purples. The blues, there are 3 blues, kind of an aqua one, a blue, like a darker one, and then this pale blue over here. And the greens. There they are. There's a lighter one and a darker one. And I had colors that were similar, but they weren't quite as bright and vibrant as the DMC conversion was, and I just liked the DMC better. Let's put it up behind this. There, that's a little better. So those are the colors called for in Easter House Trio, and I'm gonna use the DMC. So that I would like to start this week. Just cause why not? Why not start every single thing I have in my stash? I'm heading that direction quickly, guys. Next, I want to start another monthly series. Since I have 5 different monthly series going, why wouldn't I start a 6th one? Literally 5. I have the Cottages of the Month by Country Cottage Needleworks. I have the Flower Diaries. Then I just started the Lizzie Kate Blocks with Charm series. I have 2 of those done. I've also started the Hands-on Design A Year in Chalk. I have 2 of those done. And then I have my Prairie Schooler monthly series, and I have 3 of those done. So why wouldn't I start a 6th monthly series? Huh? Why would I not? I'm gonna start The Word Plays by Brenda Gervais. This is With Thy Needle and Thread, Brenda Gervais, and I'm gonna start April, because it's April now. So I'm going to start with April. For these, I'm using the fabric that I dyed myself. This was my first adventure in coffee and tea dyeing. I did sort of a mashup of Priscilla and Chelsea's coffee and tea dye and Vonna Pfeiffer's baste and bake method. I did kind of a mashup of that and got this. I mean, this fabric started as pure white, and it's really cute, and I like it a lot. So that's what I'm using to stitch them on. This is a 36 count, and I am not sure if I'm going to stitch 1/2 or 2/2 yet. It is a 36 count, but it doesn't look like it's shrunk at all to me. I mean, from what I can tell. And so I'll stitch, I'll start with 2/2 since I tend to like a fuller coverage. I'll start with 2/2 at first, and if I don't like it and it's too bulky, then I might go down to 1 thread. But I plan to stitch 2/2 on this 36 count. And again, I pulled all my own colors because that's just how I roll. So it's a mixture of some Victorian mottos, some other hand dyes. There's Priscilla's favorite orange of all time, Classic Colorworks Pumpkin Harvest, right there. It looks really neon. This color situation is killing me. Okay, that's better. There's Nope. Whatever. You guys don't care, right? Anyway, these are the colors I pulled. I did choose to kind of brighten up the colors a little bit because she does have these, at least in the model. I do not have all of the called for threads, so I can't pull them to compare, but at least from what I can see in the model, it looks a little bit more primitive, the color palette here, which is not my jam. I like to brighten things up. So you can see like the red that I'm choosing for the wagon is much more corally, bright red. That's called Fire Embers. Fire Embers by Victorian Motto, and it's a much brighter red. So I mean, you can see I'm trying to brighten it up a little bit. There's the color of the bunny's pants will be this blue. The greens are a little brighter, the yellows. This will be the color of the robin's breast because it's perfect for a robin's breast. That's colors Prim Russet. It's the perfect color for a robin. Anyway, so those are the colors I've pulled for my April wordplay, and I'm excited to start yet another monthly series. So those are 2 plans that I have for this week. I'm not planning out any further than that because at the rate I'm going, I'll probably start 6 more things besides that I don't even know what they are yet. So that is stitching. Let's talk about some haul and then I'm done. I did get some haul because another thing that I do when I'm stressed besides stitch is shop for stitching. Do stitchy shopping. And I ordered the first for me of the Farmhouse Chalk series by Hands On Design and Priscilla Blaine, and I got the Carrots and Cottontails because it's springtime and it's adorable. I haven't decided yet. I haven't started pulling threads because I haven't decided if I'm going to stitch this with DMC or if I'm going to pull hand dyeds. They don't give a DMC conversion on here, but it would be pretty easy to convert this to DMC if I wanted. But I might use my Victorian Motto threads. I haven't decided yet. But I did also go ahead and purchase some more of the charcoal linen by Zweigart. This is 32 count charcoal linen, charcoal Belfast. And a 13 by 18 cut will fit this just nicely, the big one. I haven't decided yet about stitching the smaller pieces. I'm sure I will at some point, but I haven't pulled threads yet. But there's my fabric and my pattern, and that's my first bit of haul. Carrots and Cottontail Farms. Carrots and Cottontails Farm by Hands On Design. Love it. It's super cute. And it is springtime. It's Easter-y time. I want to stitch all of the bunnies. And then I bought 3 more patterns. They're actually like chart packs. Also by Hands On Design because I have a Kathy Haberman problem. Haberman is how she pronounces it. I bought 3 of her Around the Holidays series. So I bought Where Liberty Dwells, and it's a chart pack because it comes with the velveteen to finish it either as a little drum or as a little pin pillow. And this is what I was talking about a couple of videos ago where she called them the short stack and the flapjack. Again, I'm about to drop things. Kathy's skill with words. Can we all just recognize the flapjack and short stack? How cute. So there's Where Liberty Dwells. Then I bought Live Within Your Harvest. Again, comes with that beautiful mustard colored velveteen to finish it. So pretty. And then the third one that I bought, and I want all of them. I think she has 6. I want all of them, but I bought 3. Is Put On the Hat, which is her Halloween one, and it comes with this bright purpley velveteen to finish. So I bought those, and then because that's just the way I roll, I also bought fabric to go with them. So luckily these are small pieces. Oh, and I should say I am planning to do the pin pillows on all of these. I'm not doing the drums. I hope that someday I will feel brave enough to try to finish a drum. But I'm not gonna do that this time. I am stitching the pin pillow because I know I can make little pillows. I feel comfortable with that finish, so I'm okay with it. And I will use the velveteen as the backing fabric because I think it's super pretty. So for Where Liberty Dwells, I chose a 32 count vintage blue whisper by Zweigart. These are the Zweigart, they're like faux hand dyeds. The modeling is actually printed on the front. On the back, there's no modeling, but on the front, there's this like subtle modeling. So this is Vintage Blue Whisper. I just liked it because it was like cheery and it looks like a blue sky kind of, and it's, you know, there's like fireworks going off over a little farm. I just thought, you know, blue sky seems to make sense there. Give my camera a minute to not make me not look like I'm glowing. So that was the first one. And then the fabric for Live Within Your Harvest that I chose. Again, another one of Zweigart's kind of faux hand dyeds. This is 32 count vintage Sahara, which is a beautiful kind of yellowy mottled fabric. So Sahara and Vintage Country Mocha are my, well, I like all of the Zweigart linens. Guys, I've never met a Zweigart linen that I didn't love. And you'll see in a minute because I bought more of them. But this is Sahara, which is more of a yellowy modeling, which I thought would look so pretty with these golds and purples and blues. Kind of a harvesty. I'm so over this lighting. There you go. You can see it's kind of a yellowy mottled, and I thought that would just be so pretty with the harvest colors. So I bought that one for Live Within Your Harvest. And then my last one that I bought for these is another Zweigart faux hand dyed, which is 32 count Stormy Night, which is a nice gray mottled. And I'm gonna put the Halloween one on the gray for put on the hat. So those were the fabrics I chose. All 32 count, all Zweigart. They're all small cuts, all 9 by 13 cuts, which is gonna be more than I need because these are small little pin pillows, but there we go. That's almost all my haul. The only thing I have left that I bought is when I was buying all these small cuts of Zweigart linen, I thought to myself, well, there's a whole bunch of other colors of Zweigart linen that I've never owned a piece of, and I would love to own a small piece of it so I can see what the color actually looks like. And the good news is that I think I have plans for every single piece that I bought. I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other small cuts of Zweigart linen. The first one is the last color that they have of their kind of faux hand dyed, their vintage range, okay? So they have Vintage Country Mocha, which everybody has seen, and I used on my Birds and the Bees piece. Then there's the vintage, that blue one, vintage ice, I can't remember. The vintage blue one. There's the Sahara, which is the yellow one. There is the Stormy Night, Stormy something, which is the gray one. And then this is their last one, and this is 32 count vintage smoky white. And I don't know if okay, you can kind of see. It is a very subtly modeled. It looks almost just like white fabric, but there is a very slight, there you go, a very slight kind of gray modeling to this. It's not tan at all. It's definitely gray, and it's very, very subtle. So it's mostly just, there you go. You can kind of see it, whatever. It's white with a very subtle kind of grayish modeling on it. Then I got 32 count Blue Ice, which is just a solid baby blue, and it's very, very blue. It's very vibrant. It's not like prim at all. It's very, very blue. You can see. Then I got 32 count Limestone, which is kind of a subtly gray-green. It definitely looks green. You can't tell here, it looks more gray, but it's definitely a greenish gray. That's Limestone. Love this one, 32 count Lemon Yellow. This is a nice, nice yellow. It is not a, they say lemon yellow, but I wouldn't say this is a lemony yellow. I would say this is more of a buttery yellow. It's got a little bit more orangey peach in there, just enough so that it's not like fluorescent. It's a nice yellow. I really like this linen a lot. This will be pretty in like a summer or springtime piece. I got 32 count Baby Pink, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a nice baby pink. It's just pink fabric. And then the last one I got, just to see the color, is 32 count Smoky Pearl, which is a nice gray that tends more towards the blue. So this is, if Limestone is a gray that is slightly greenish, this is a gray that is bluish, just like you would guess by the name. smoky pearl. I guess that doesn't necessarily indicate blue. It's more of a bluish gray. So let's grab limestone here. You can see this one's more green, this one's more blue. But they're both kind of grayish fabrics, very neutral, which I like. So those were the other six pieces of linen I bought besides those 3 to do the hands-on design around the holidays pin pillows. And yeah, it was fun to get to look at those fabric colors and kind of see them in real life, because you look at the picture online and you're like, oh, I don't know, and then you order it and you get to see it in person. So that was fun. I have plans for most of those pieces. I've already, the yellow, the pink, the blue, and the limestone I'm going to use for another seasonal series that you will see soon. So yeah, that's all I've got. That was a lot of stitching, a lot of shopping, a lot of stitching, a lot of starting and finishing, which was good. Yeah, that's all I've got, guys. I hope you are all well. I hope you're staying safe. Please stay home if at all possible. I know it's hard. It's hard for us too, but solidarity, right? Those healthcare workers are doing so much to help us all right now, and I'm not just saying that because my husband's one of them. I'm saying that because it's true, and we all have loved ones who work in the healthcare profession, and we want to keep them safe and give them a fighting chance, right? So stay home, stay safe, stay well. I don't think I'm gonna pray on my video today. I think we're just gonna be done, but know that I am praying for each and every one of you, and maybe I'll pray in my next video. So take care, guys. I'll see you real soon. Bye.